Hello my friend and welcome back. My name is Hana and today I have my, we're in June, my May AmiAmi order. So if you're curious about what I'm wearing on my face, what I mentioned in today's video, and what I'm doing in other pockets of the internet, I always have links in the description box down below. I am not sponsored or affiliated, so none of my links are sponsored or affiliated. I do not copy and paste anybody else's sponsored or affiliated links. AmiAmi doesn't sponsor my content. Everything that I bought, I paid my own money. I put in, my own pre-order orders and things like that. I just want to share my collection with you guys. So, that being said, I don't know what's going on with my hair. It's like right here, it's doing something, but up here, it's doing nothing. That's fine. It is what it is. But here is my haul box right here. And to be honest, I've already opened my box. I'm actually wearing one of the items that I bought in my haul this month. Now that I am in school, I don't have the time to film during the week as I normally would. And there's some items in here that I have been dying to get my hands on. So let's talk about it. First, First, I'm going to show you what the card looks like. Every month, AmiAmi sends out they have like this little card in their orders. And this is the month of May, and it's these cute little pandas. I think you can buy like acrylic figures and keychains and things like that if you like this art. I just like to collect as many as I can because at the end of the year I like to do the calendar with everybody else. Each month there is a different art piece, and I think depending on the month there might even be like a special edition one depending on like if there's a holiday or an event or something like that going on. This first item I actually bought for work, and it's a Rilakkuma folder, but it has like 5 little dividers. It's talking about food, and if you're new to my channel, I work in a school district, and I work for the nutrition department as a secretary, and I wanted a folder that maybe wasn't just I have a lot of Marin folders from my cosplay darling, and it's in a lot of her cute little outfits. And right now we've been using like a bunny suit one, I have a racer one, I have some Attack on Titan folders in there, and my work does get signed very quickly. We have a new secretary and another new office member, and my boss is totally okay with my folders, but the new coworker, he said something about my Marin folders, so I'm like, you know what, let me just buy this stupid one so then I don't get in trouble, because it's still cute, and it's actually a lot nicer because then I can fit all the different types of documents that I need signatures and things for in one folder, so then I don't have to worry about my other folders going missing. I did have some Naruto folders for a while, and I saw that they were like walking off onto other people's desks. Basically, I think two people in a different department were trying to take my folders, and I got them back, but now I have folders that men are gonna be okay with. Like the other secretary that I work with, she doesn't care. She's an older boomer, but she totally loves that I have these like crazy anime art figures. Anyway, she asked, she's like, oh, do you have any Dragon Ball Z ones? Because I remember that my kids liked that one. And I'm like, oh, I don't, but should I get a Dragon Ball Z folder for her? I probably should. Okay, let me put that one to the side. Next, let's talk about the clothes that I got, because this wouldn't be a Hana AmiAmi haul if I didn't have something from Berserk, Attack on Titan, or Evangelion. And here we are with my Berserk, or excuse me, not Berserk, Attack on Titan clothing. This brand released a number of different shirts and things like that, and I'm trying to cut back on the amount of anime. 99% of my wardrobe is anime t-shirts. I really let my inner 13-year-old have their moment, and although I'm transitioning into my more adult year form, I love a good anime t-shirt. I do, and that's never gonna change, but I don't need to have all of them. I don't really like Zeke all that much, like at all, his character. I understand why he's in the story and I wouldn't remove him from the story, but he bothers me. But I love that this says God on it. Where I work, there's a lot of like Bible thumping individuals, and they're all kind of judgmental in some capacities, like not all of them, but some of them. And so I have this shirt that says like Team Jesus on it, and they know that I'm not very religious, so it really irks them when I wear that. Like I had someone question like, what makes you think you're allowed to wear that? And I think that's kind of funny. I guess maybe I'm a nuisance in the workplace because I just like to make people triggered because they trigger me, because I don't know. I work for a public school system, so who cares if a kid is gay or trans or like whatever, you know, like who cares? It's not your kid, not your business. Your job is to provide support for the entire student population, so do that. And in my way to fight back for the kids that can't really do that is that I wear annoying shirts like this, but also it's kind of funny because it's a Zeke and I love it. The other one is the sweater that I'm currently wearing. There's I forget the magazine that Attack on Titan is published in, but they had a cover art where they were all sitting like in a hot spa, and it has the boys, you know, from the series in there, and I just really liked the art and the color, and I tried to match my eyeshadow using the Mini Biba palette. When I saw it, I thought of the Mini Biba, and I'm like, oh, that's so cute. It is a very comfortable sweater. It is getting like warmer out. Right now the weather is a little bit weird, but it is technically summer, so I mean this is more for the winter time, but that's okay. Like, I just think that it's really cute. And that chapter or that magazine cover was my phone background for a while until like Mira passed, and then I changed it to Berserk. So there's that. This next item is another home goods item. I actually didn't buy this for my house, so I bought it for the office because I wanted to have a special unique cup to myself. And it is the Mason Ikuyo like mug. There was 3 different ones. So there's this one that's like the cast, and it has like the dog, you know, in the doghouse, and it's really cute. There was one where it was the 2 main characters, you know, from a chapter cover where they're playing with little puppets. And then there was one that was like the entire cast under like the sakura trees. But that one sold out really quickly, so I couldn't get my hands on that one because it was between this one and that one. And I didn't need both, but I almost bought both. And I'm glad that I didn't buy both because I only need the one. And I don't know, any way that I can get anime merch that's not on a t-shirt but still like in everyday stuff. I'm really obnoxious, I think, but I mean, look at all the stuff behind me. You can only imagine what my house looks like. I gotta put these things somewhere, right? Okay, and now the more interesting parts, because now these are the figures. I only have 2, and they're not scale figures or anything like that, but let me get them out of the box. Another series that's becoming a norm on these hauls is the Urusei Yatsura series, and this is again from the same artist that did Mason Ukuyo and Inuyasha. She has so many works under her belt. You have to be familiar with one of them, I'm sure. Ranma Half, that's also another favorite one of mine. But I love Loom, and I love that this series has come back. Like, this is one of those classic animes where I believe that its original, like, is it a 60s manga? No, it can't. I think it's from like the 70s. Is it? Like, it's just an older series. I really got into Inuyasha when it was airing on TV, and in the US anyway, because it was a part of the Adult Swim Toonami kind of lineup. And I remember going into like Borders before Borders closed, and I would buy manga from Borders because Barnes & Nobles didn't really have them, and Barnes & Nobles it was more of like a East Coast thing over the West Coast. And I remember I had to like beg for my parents to like take me to a mall and another series so I can have access to this bookstore, because it was the only place that had manga or anime goods, anything like that. Like sometimes you could go to Suncoast and get anime goods, but it was very rare and very limited. And I would see the Inuyasha manga volumes, and then I would see the Ranma manga volumes. And then from there, I would see all of her other works. I've pretty much read all of her works, except for her newest one. I think it's called Mao. That's the only one that I haven't started reading yet. And that one's been going for a while. Like I remember seeing it in the wild when it was like first being published, but I was like reading other things at the time and not really as open about like my manga anime interests at that point in my life either. So Loom for me is just like, when I think of Loom, I put her in the same category as like Astro Boy, I was gonna say Cyborg 009, but that's also like the same artist, but like even like Original Gundam and just like the classic animes that kind of like walked so other series could run. And this is Loom in her schoolgirl uniform. This is like one of the few figures that has her in her schoolgirl uniform. I'm waiting for the scale figure of her in this uniform because I think it's really cute. Everyone loves her in her tiger print little bikini thing with the boots. Like that's very iconic Loom. But as you read the series and you watch the different adaptations in the anime format, be it through the OVAs, the movies, the series, she has tons of different outfits and tons of different hairstyles. Like it's kind of known that her hair always kind of changes. It's not always blue like this. That's why a lot of her figures will have a A and a B release, and it's always kind of been like that since I could remember. There was a Shinobu, because the other set had Arturo in it, but this set had Shinobu, and her and Shinobu were both in their schoolgirl uniforms. And I think there's even a 1010 and like a little, like the little bed. I didn't get 1010. I don't want to say that I don't care about him, but I'm not like the biggest, like I guess he's like the shippo of the series, but shippo, is cute and kind of has like character lore. I'm kind of like whatever about 1010. I wanted to get the Shinobu one, but I didn't know if I really needed all of the figures. And I kind of hope that they make scale figures of all of the girls of the series, because they're all really pretty in their own right, like in their own way. Like Loom isn't the only like cute one of the series. There's tons of cute girls in the series. And I don't want to buy like a bunch of these mini little figures, and because I have a ton of these mini little figures all over my freaking house. And I just want to have things that keep me happy, but these are also really easy to put on my work desk. My collection is now trickling out of my house into my work office. So, and again, going back to my coworkers, I think they'd be more comfortable with a schoolgirl Loom than her tiger print costume Loom, so we're going with that. Okay, now that I've talked about Loom, this was like the figure that I have been waiting forever for, because I can't explain enough how much I love the next character. If you've ever gone to my channel, you've probably seen the image of Bloodborne where it is the hunter's dream and you see the doll down below. I am a huge fan of Bloodborne. I am not very good at the game. I don't think I've ever personally beat the game. I think I've done like a boss fight, like completed a boss fight like on my own. My partner is very much into Bloodborne, and so I will sit there and watch them replay it or beg them, hey, can you do this boss fight because I want to see, and then it just turns into watching them continuously playing the game, because you can't just do one little section. You end up just playing it. But I love the doll, and so this is one of my first like Nendo figures. I think these are really cute, but again, it falls into the category of like the pop figure or like the like little... I love a good figure mystery box, and when they had the little Charaland ones, I have like a majority of the Naruto ones. I have a few Card Captor ones, and I have a few Sailor Moon ones, and they're very cute. They're like usually little figures like this, and I love a good mystery box figure. I think that those are really cute, but a lot of the time they're like never any bigger than like this lip gloss size. The pop figures, on the other hand, I get really annoyed with because I don't think that pop figures look good, but they also take up a lot of space and they don't necessarily look particularly good. Like I do have a few pop figures. Like I have a Vegeta one. I think this is my only anime one though, but I got that as like a gift from like a relative who's like, oh, you like Dragon Ball Z, this is your favorite character, right? And I mean, it's the thought that counts. But again, I think I only have 4. One is from The Hobbit, one's from Dragon Ball Z, one's Thor, because I had a phase where I liked the Thor comic, and I have the devil guy from, he's in Kingdom Hearts, but he's in Fantasia, you know, and he does like the blue guy. What's his name? Cherenbog? Yeah, Cherenbog. I have him, so I only have 4. And they're all really cute, and they're, well, they're not all really cute. Cherenbog's the only one that I'm like, oh, that one's like really, really cool. The other ones are kind of just whatever. Anyway, going back to the Nendoids, they sell so many of these, and like you can find them for all of your favorite characters ever under the sun. They had a hunter, like he's on the side. It's weird to, like, I don't know. I would want to get the hunter to have the two of them together, but it's not like in the, there's better armor pieces and things like that, and I wish that they made, I wish it was, it's hard because you can't make your build of the Nendo, I guess, if that makes sense. And I wish we could do that, because then I would make my partner's character, because that's really cool. I really like the armor set that they have. Neither here nor there. If they had Eileen or any of the other characters, like, I don't know. They do sometimes have figures for Bloodborne. A lot of the time they're statues, like all of the doll figures, they're all statues, they're all, or a bust, and I don't necessarily like statues because the attention to detail like isn't there, and it, like, you pay so much money, and it, like, when you look at it, it doesn't necessarily like look good, if that makes sense. Like, you know, it's like the dingy kind of, like when you would go to like Toys R Us and get like a Dragon Ball Z figure, you know, like it's $15 and it looks like it's $15 versus the like $300 like Mega House gem figures that you could get of Goku, Vegeta, and the cast, and those look like really good. Like, you know, there's a lot of attention to detail where the statues don't necessarily have that, and they look kind of clunky and heavy. So I don't know, I'm really excited to have the doll. The doll's really cute. I'm really excited to open her. I wanted to buy like 5 of these so I could have one in the box unopened, have one in my background, have one in my computer room, and have one in my office, because I love her. So I only got one. I only got one because that's really all I need. I hope that they come out with more Bloodborne figures or more Souls figures. Like I'm hoping that like Freeing or Mega House, or, you know, just like the big companies that are making these beautiful scale figures can get their hands on the rights to these Soul series. I know Elden Ring is really popular with the majority of people right now, and it would be cool to see some Elden Ring figures. I know that there was the mini one. I did get her, but not for me. I got it for my partner as a Christmas present, because they really, again, enjoy the Souls games. The way that I enjoy Evangelion and Berserk and all those other things is the way that they enjoy the Souls games, and so I don't know, it feels right to get it. They don't care about collectibles the way that I do. I basically get it for myself to gift to them. Interesting, I know. She does have a number of face plates and different accessories, which I thought was really interesting as well, because sometimes they just come out with a base figure. Like right now there's a Alucard from Helsing Nendoid that's out, and I would want to get it, but I would rather wait for the Helsing or the Alucard like scale figure. I'm more interested in the scale figure than I am these tiny little figures, but I mean, I wasn't gonna pass up the doll because she's just one of my favorites. She's like one of my best girls, you know, and that's what I want. I think I just want to have a whole army of best girls behind me, because they're my inspiration for all of my makeup and aesthetics and fashion and all of that. But that was everything that I got in my May haul from AmiAmi. Let me know in the comments down below. Did you pick up some of the same things, or what were some of the things that you picked up in your AmiAmi haul? What are some things that you have your eyes out on as far as like Nendoid figures or scale figures or anything like that? And if you don't shop AmiAmi, where do you buy your figures from? I have a few pre-orders across a number of different sites. I think my July haul won't be from AmiAmi, because I had to pre-order those figures were available at AmiAmi, but they were sold out by the time I could get my hands on them. But let me know. I'm very interested what you guys are collecting and doing, and if you had fun with me today and you would like to see more, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you do not miss out on another video, and I will see you guys in the next one.